Astu, we'll start. Vinayaka namastubhyam satatam modaka priya nirvignam kuruno deva sarvakaryeshu sarvada saraswati namastubhyam varade kamarupini vidyarambham karishyamaha siddhir bhavatu no sada gurur brahma gurur vishnu gurur devo maheshwarah gurus sakshat param brahma tasmai shri gurave namaha. Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Ramanama Varanane Apadama Pahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shri Ramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Ramaya Rama Bhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitayah Pataye Namaha Shri Raghavam Dasharathatmajam Aprameyam Sitapatim Raghukulan Vayaratna Deepam Ajanubahum Aravinda Dalayataksham Ramam Nishachara Vinashakaram Namami Shri Raghurama Charu Tulasi Daladhama Shamakshama Shringara Gunabhirama Trijagannuta Shaurya Ramalalama Durvaruka Bandharakshasa Virama Jagajjana Kalmasharnavottaraka Nama Bhadragiri Dasarathi Karuna Payunidhi Anjaneya Patalalanam Kanchanadri Kamaniya Vigraham Parijata Tarumula Vasinam Bhavayami Pavamananandanam Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kritamastakanjalim Bashpavari Paripurna Lochanam Marutim Namatarakshasantakam Buddhirbalam Yashodhairyam Nirbhayatvamarogata Ajadyam Vakpatutvancha Hanumat Smaranad Bhavet Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Vande Valmiki Kokilam. Adhyatana Panchangam, September 10th, 2022. Shubhakrunama Samvatsare, Dakshinayane, Varsharatau, but Amanta, Purnimanta, based on that, Sharadrutau, Bhadrapadamase, Krishna Pakshe, Pratipattithau, Pratipattithi till 3:44 a.m. Sthiravasaraha, Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatram till 10:32 p.m. followed by Uttara Bhadrapada. Shula Yoga till 2:30 a.m. followed by Ganda Yoga. Balava Karanam till 4:47 p.m. followed by Kaulava Karanam, ending with the Tithi Pratipattithi, followed by Taitila Karanam. Sarvebhyaha Suprabhatam. Drishyate khalu? So last time we started following the
praise of Anumodanam Andi Rajanaha Anumodati Anumodanam Purajanacha Mama Tippaneyaha Likitwan Sakshat Ramat dharma vinirvritti. Maybe it is little ahead, but at first, Ramayanam
Correct. So we started, so Dashratha very, both diplomatically and for the right protocol seeks the Parishad to tell, all right, I might be loving Rama and so I want to nominate him. But you guys tell me why you think while I am Mayi Jivati, Anushasati, while I am ruling and living, why do you think Rama would be better to take over? Is the question he asks, to which the Parishad again starts listing yet another list of qualities from their point of view. And so we started counting those also, but let us see how many we counted last time. We'll count one more time from now. Bahavo nrupa kalyana gunas santi sutasyate gunan gunavato deva devakalpasya dhimataha priyan anandan kritsnan pravakshyamaha adya tan shrunu. So they said so many gunas are there which are going to which are very pleasing gunas and generating happiness in all of us in entirety, and we will start listing them. You please listen. So they say to Dasharatha. And so Divyair Gunai Shakra Samaha, that was the first one. Ramaha Satya Parakramaha, 2. Ikshvakubhyopi sarvebhyo hi atiriktaha vishampate, 3. Then Ramaha Satpurushaha Loke, 4. Satyaha, 5. Satyaparayanaha, 6. Sakshad Ramat vinirvrittaha dharmaschapi shriyasaha, 7. Prajasukhatve chandrasya tulyaha, iti, 8. Vasudhayaha kshama gunaihi tulyaha, 9. Buddhya bruhaspatehi tulyaha, 10. Virye sakshat shachipatehi, 11. Dharmajnaha, 12. Satyasandhascha, 13. Shilavan anasuyakaha shantaha santvayita shlakshnaha kritagno vijitendriyaha mruduscha sthirachittascha sada bhavyaha anasuyakaha priyavadi, 24 so far. Priyavadi cha bhutanam Satyavadi cha Raghava, 25. Bahushrutanam vruddhanam brahmananam upasita, 27. Tena asya iha atula kirtihi yashascha vardhate, 28. So we went till there, 28. Last time we somehow counted 29. I think maybe I counted one wrong.
Yeah, actually we counted 29 last time.
We counted 29, right? Correct.
Yeah.
So we'll continue from there, Swapnaji.
Okay.
So Devasura Manushyanam.
Devasura Manushyanam.
Sarvastreshu Visharadaha.
Sarvastreshu Visharadaha.
Samyak Vidyavrata
Samyak Vidyavrata
Yathavat Sangavedavit.
Yathavat Sangavedavit.
So Devasura Manushyanam, of all Devas, Asuras and Manushyaha, of the 3 classes of people, the best Devas Sattva Gunaha, Asuraha Tamo Gunaha, Manushyaha Rajo Gunaha. of the three also, sarva astreshu, in all the astras that are devised, invented, held by these three classes of beings or human beings, Saha Visharadaha. Rama is Visharadaha, is the stalwart, is the excellent among all of them, with all the weapons that ever were devised and kept with them and used. So 30. Devasura Manushyanam Sarvastreshu Visharadaha. Samyak Vidyavrata Snataha. We can take the whole thing as one, or we can take it as two. Samyak Vidyavrata Snataha Yathavat Sangavedavit. So we can take them as two qualities, or we can combine them into one, either ways. So Vidyavrata Snataha. Samyak, that too Samyak, means thoroughly, in entirety. Vidyavrata Snataha. Vrata Snataha, what does our text Vyakhyanam say? Vedam adhitya snayat iti smriti prakriya. Smriti, smritis, any of the smritis, starting all the way from Manu through the latest smriti also. If somebody is to be called snataha, snayat means he shall then do snata, means that then he shall take bath, which means, luxurious bath or whatever. So snayat means, or snataha means, he should have vedam adhitya, adhyayanam kritva. That means having thoroughly studied Veda, then somebody is called snataha. So samyak vidya vrata snataha. All the vidyas, various vidyas such as Artha Vidya, Dhanur Vidya, and to qualify, Sanga Vedavit, these shed angas that we all have studied even in the past also. But let's just recollect them one more time. What are they? Nikhila Vedadhyayana Vratacharananantara Bhavi Snata Karma Yuktaha. So if somebody is to be claimed as Snata Karma Yuktaha, that means there is official Vedic karma called Snata Karma, which is typically nowadays done just before the marriage, as if he just completed his Vidya by then. That's a ritual, that's a formality. But originally Nikhila Veda Adhyayana Vrata Acharana. So Veda Adhyayanam is like a vratam. If somebody takes up Veda Adhyayanam or education, then it has to be done like a vratam. And fortunately, even though it is in our DNA, in our blood of Indians, and even in America, our children, we parents make our children study it like vratam. Hey, study is very important. Go to college, take all the courses, APs, take courses from the engineering college itself in the high school. So we are into that vrata, Vidya Vratam. Somehow that is in our genes, in our DNA, in our blood, wherever we may go. Arunji?
In this recent time, they are referring all people who are about to receive degree as Snataka. At least in Pune, I remember they were telling in Marathi, all these Snatakas may be granted degree, and the Kulapati will formally say, whatever the powers that are given to me, I will endow them with this Snataka. So Snatak is also the one who is endowed or who has successfully completed Vidya.
Correct. So Snatakotsava means typically whatever otherwise is called convocation. Snatakam, Snataha means graduated, or somebody who has successfully completed the Vedadhyayana Vrata Acharanam. Having completed that, Anantara Bhavi Snatakarma Yuktaha. After that, in the future, he will be eligible for Snatakarma Yuktaha. And Gurukula Vasadya Gurukula Vasadyanga Sahitataya Sangha Vedavit. Having studied in Gurukula as per the procedures, he is also Sa Anga Vedavit, Sangha Vedavit iti. So what are those Sangha Vedas? Siksha, Vyakaranam, Chandaha, Niruktam, Jyotisham, Tatha, Kalpascha iti Vyahrutani, Vedangani, Manishibhihi. So by all of us, the 6 angas that are accepted universally, eternally, are Siksha, Vyakaranam, Chandaha, Niruktam, Jyotisham, Kalpaha. These are the 6 angas. So with them, he is Sangha Vedavit. So how many? 31, even if we take it as Samyak Vidyavrata Snataha Yathavat Sangha Vedavit. So if we take it as 2 qualities, then 32, up to us we can count it as 1 or 2. So Gandharvecha Bhuvisreshto.
Gandharvecha Bhuvisreshto.
Babhuva Bharatagrajaha.
Babhuva Bharatagrajaha.
Kalyana Vijana Sadhuhu.
Kalyana Vijana Sadhuhu.
Adinatma Mahamatihi.
Adinatma Mahamatihi.
So some more qualities. So far we have heard of Rama as Shaurya, Vedadhyayanam, all of that. Gandharvecha Bhuvi Sreshtaha. Even in Gandharva Vidya, Rama Bhuvi Sreshtaha, the best among Gandharvas on the earth. And that's how these kings, the representatives, the state representatives from the world, are praising and substantiating Rama's eligibility for Yavarajya as sought by Dasharatha as a second opinion. Hey, well, I am thinking he's eligible, but what do you all think? And so for that, they are replying with all these qualities. So Gandharve, in the Vyakhyanam it says, even in Samaveda, though he's a Rigvedi, but even in Samaveda, he's well versed. Or we can even take it as Gandharvecha Bhuvisreshtaha. So even in singing, music as a science, music art, he is excellent there. Gandharvecha Bhuvisreshtaha Babhuva Bharatagrajaha. The Bharatagraja Rama, Babhuva, he happened to be. He happened to be Bhuvi, on the earth, Sreshtaha, excellent. In what? Gandharve, in Gandharva Vidya. Then these are again slightly repeated from what Dasharatha also quoted. Kalyanabhijanaha, Jananam Kalyanam Karayati, iti Kalyanabhijanaha. So 33, if we take it that way. Sadhuhu, 34. Sadhuhu, the best. Adinatma, because he is sadhu, he is also adinatma. He is never into dina stitihi, dainya stitihi. His atma is never into dinatvam or dainyam. So adinatma. And mahamatihi, highly intellectual. How many?
34.
34. Kalyanabhijanaha, sadhuhu, adinatma, mahamatihi. 34. 4 here itself. Gandharvecha bhuvisreshto babhuva bharatagrajaha. 5 in this shloka. And we counted till 31 before. So it should be 36.
Yeah.
36. Dvijairabhivinitascha.
Dvijairabhivinitasya. Vinitascha.
Sreshtair dharmartha naipunaihi.
Shreshtair dharmartha naipunaihi.
So, yada vrajati sangramam.
Yada vrajati sangramam.
Gramarthe nagarasya va.
Gramarthe nagarasya va.
Gatva Saumitri Sahitaha
Gatva Saumitri Sahitaha
Navijitya Nivartate.
Navijitya Nivartate.
So, excellent yet qualities. So that means, okay, we'll go. So, Dvijaihi Abhivinitascha Sreshtair Dharmarthanai Punaihi. Dharmartha with Bhihi. That's how we have read in the previous list by Dasharatha. It's repeating. So, Dharma Artha Naipunaihi Sreshtaihi Dvijaihi Abhivinitaha. He is led by, that means he is guided by, or he allows himself to be guided by Sreshtaha, by the best of Dharma Artha Nipunaha, those who are qualified, those who are skilled, adept at Dharma Artha. These two are very, very, very important for Rama. Kama never comes, see. So, Dharma Artha Nipunaihi Sreshtaihi Dvijaihi Abhivinitaha. 37th quality. Then a big description is given. Yada Gramarthe Nagarasya va Sangramam Vrajati. Vrajati is one, moves. When he moves for the sake of Gramarthe, for the rural areas, for the sake of rural areas, or Nagarasyava, means or for the country's sake, or for the urban state sake, city's sake, when he goes for war, Yadi Sangramam Vrajati, Yadi, if at all. Most of the times, through his influence, he impresses everyone. But if at all he goes to fight, to war, then Saumitri Sahitaha, he always goes with Saumitri, with Lakshmana. Saumitri Sahitaha Gatva, by going along with Saumitri, Na Avijitya Nivartate, Vijitya by winning, Na Avijitya by not losing. If for the sake of country, for the sake of the people, if he ever goes out for war along with Lakshmana, Saumitri, he never returns losing the war. Na avijitya nivartate, he does not return ever lost, is what they are describing about Rama. That means, though we know, see, Valmiki very briefly described, right? Very briefly in only 24,000 shlokas. So whatever he thought were salient stories, events, qualities, he has listed them. But people knew a lot more. And hence they knew, that means, even though Valmiki listed, those events where he had won over, Tataka, Maricha, Swahu, and several other Rakshasas, so far through Vishwamitra. But people have heard of his valor and his other news that are not listed by Valmiki here. And hence they are able to say that if he goes with Lakshmana for war to defend his people and his country, he never returns without winning. He always wins and comes back. That means there are a lot more events and incidents that happened in Balakanda itself that Valmiki has not documented. But people knew. And hence, the world's state representatives in this Parishad are able to explain in narration in such a almost one shloka. Yadi vrajati sangramam gramarthe nagarasyava gatva saumitri sahitaha navijitya nivartate. So they took one complete shloka to explain that, hey, if he ever goes, he never comes back without winning. He will make sure he wins and then returns. And so he is qualified to be Yavarajya and take over reins from you, even while you are living Dasharatha. To answer your question, is what Parishad is responding. Excellent quality. So 38 so far?
37.
38. 38.
38. Because 36 we counted till Mahamatihi. No, 36. Then we said Abhivinitaha, Dvijaihi, Sreshtaihi, Dharmartha Nipunaihi, Dvijaihi, Abhivinitaha. That was 37. And then Yada Vrajati Sangramam Gramarthe Nagarasyava Gatva Saumitri Sahitaha Navijitya Nivartate. 38. Right? So far? And then, okay, when he returns back, Yada Nivartate, what does he do? Is what again they are describing. Which means it is very, very, very obvious. And in fact, when I asked our Narendra Kapreji and Dorbala Prabhakar Sharma ji also about, is this, how do we say that this is the, whether for Krishna stories or for Rama stories, is it all? Then they answered, as heard by me so far. That's how most of the Kavis say. That means before they documented also a lot more things have already happened, and whatever they have heard is what they are documenting, which means they are disclaiming upfront that there is a lot more, but that we would not have documented yet. And such things are heard through people's voices. In Harikathas, for example, in Grama Kathas, in Yaksha Kathas, that is where we hear a lot more undocumented stories. And hence, this is very, very important, that even though such incidents didn't seem to have happened or didn't seem to have been narrated in Balakanda, people knew about it, they have heard about it. That means Rama has already demonstrated such gunas, and hence people are quoting them. So what are they saying? Sangramat punaragatya.
Sangramat punaragatya.
Kunjarena rathena va.
Kunjarena rathena va.
Pauran svajanavan nityam.
Pauran svajanavan nityam.
Kushalam paripritchati.
Kushalam paripritchati.
We can even take this continuance, then we can talk about it. Putreshvagnishudareshu.
Putreshvagnishudareshu.
Preshya shishya ganeshu cha.
Preshya shishya ganeshu cha.
Nikhilenanupurvya cha.
Nikhilenanupurvya cha.
Pita putra nivaurasan.
Pita putra nivaurasan.
Sushrushamte chavah sishyaha.
Sushrushamte chavah shishyaha.
Kachid varmasu damshitaha.
Kachid varmasu damshitaha.
Itivah purusha vyagraha.
Itivah purusha vyagraha.
Sada ramo bhibhashate.
Sada ramo bhibhashate.
So much of speech together we took, so many shlokas, to say how these Parishad people have observed and heard about Rama's response after returning back from the war. When he returns back, he just doesn't directly go to his palace and, oh, I'm tired, now let me take rest for 1 month, going to yoga retreat or for Panchakarma. No. Sangramat punaragatya. After returning back from Sangrama, from the war, Kunjarena Rathenava. Sometimes he comes back on Kunjara. And in fact, they themselves have said before, right? Kunjarena, we want to see him coming back on the Kunjara. So Kunjarena, on the elephant, when he comes back, having won on the elephant. Kunjarena Rathenava. Sometimes he comes back on Ratha. itself on the best of limousine or the best of the cars, where he stands through the sunroof and looks at everyone waving hands and all, right? So, Sangramat Punaragatya Kunjarena Rathenava Pauran Swajanavat Nityam Kushalam Pariprachati. Pauran to the people, unto people, Swajanavat, as if his own children. Jana, we said, is Janayati, progenited. So your children, your citizens are your children. We do not have another word for citizens. Janaha means children. Children for the ruler. So Swajanavit, Swajanavat means like his own children, like his own people. Swajanavat Pauran Kushalam Pariprachati. Hey, I was away for this week long, or whatever, month long, on this big campaign of war. Is every one of you okay? Is everything going on okay? No problems, right? How was your grandmother that day last time when I met? She was having that cough and all. Did you take care of her? Did doctors attend to her? How is your son doing? You said you didn't have enough fee to pay. I told the principal to admit him. Did she take care of the admission? Is your son able to study well? Every person, every detail he remembers and questions or asks them about their welfare again. So Pauran Swajanavat Nityam Kushalam Pariprachati. Kushalam. Is every one of you doing good? Is everything okay? So, and then only he goes to his home, to his quarters in the palace. So Sangramat Punaragatya Kunjarena Rathenava, whether on Kunjara or on Ratha, waving at everybody, and as he remembers each one, asking them their specific welfare questions. Pauran Swajanavat Nityam Kushalam Pariprachati. How many? 39?
Yes, Bhagash.
39. Pauran Swajanavat Nityam Kushalam Pariprachati. And then he also, in the normal days, whenever he thinks, okay, I have few hours free today, what do? I go and meet people. And so what kind of order? Nikhilena Anupurvya. Anupurvya means Anupurva. Purva, Anupurva means in the chronological order, or as per the ascending order.
Charana Putreshwa Ganeshu Dareshu.
I'm coming there, yeah. So he goes in the order of meeting people in this order. Putreshu, Agnishu, Dareshu, Preshya, Shishya, Ganeshu cha. In that order, he goes and asks people. So, Putreshu, among the children. Agnishu, in the students who do Agnihotra, or Grihasthas who do Agnihotras. So, in children, then Grihasthas. Dareshu, among the wives, means woman. Preshya is Bhrityuhu, or servants, workers, helpers. Shishya Ganeshucha, even among the groups of students. In that order, Nikhilena Anupurvyacha Pita Putran Aurasan Iva. Just as Pita, father, Putran Aurasan Iva. See, you might adapt somebody. You might Aurasaha. Aurasa is Uras is the chest. So normally if you see an infant, you will see fathers having their son, he lying down on the bed, having the son sit on the chest, may help him walk, stand up on the chest. Do you remember that scenes? And hence such a child, beloved child, is called Aurasa, because he is always on the Uras. And when he grows up, the Parishwanganam, the best delight that a father gets is when he hugs his child tight to his chest. So chest is, Uras is a very a very emotional body part that is related to the love that you have for your children. So urasat prema prakati kriyate iti aurasaha. So such, see, normally you might treat everyone as a children, but one whom you want to hug and get that pleasure and delight is an aurasa. So pita aurasana putran iva, just as a father hugs his children, that too the beloved children. So also he goes and consults and hugs all these people in that order. Putreshu, Agnishu, Dareshu, Preshya, Sishya Ganeshu cha, Nikhilena Anupurvya cha, Pita Putran Ivaurasan. And then what does he do? He goes and consults these questions. Srushante chava Sishyaha. When he goes and meets, for example, acharyas, gurus of gurukulas, he asks, Sushrushante cha vaha Sishyaha. Your students, are they listening to you properly? Sushrushante, are they listening to you? And colloquial meaning, are they serving you? Are they taking care of you? Are they obedient to you? Sushrushante chava Sishyaha. Kachid varmasu damshitaha. Or are they varmasu? Varma is kshatram. Varmasu damshitaha. Are they bitten by varma? Are they bitten by the kshatra guna? Which means, are they non-obedient? Are they claiming their independence? Oh, we want our freedom. Are they listening to you and being obedient? Or are they claiming their independence or whatever? Sushrushante chavasishyaha kachid varmasu damshitaha. Iti, thus he asks such questions. Vaha means unto you, of you. Purusha vyagraha Ramaha sada abhibhashate. Thus Rama, the Purusha Vyagra, the tiger of the men, always sada abhibhashate. That's how he addresses all of us. And so he is, of course, eligible. 40? Was it 40 so far?
40.
40. Vyasaneshu manushyanam.
Yassaveshu manushyanam
Bhrisham bhavati dukkhitaha.
Bhrisham bhavati dukkhitaha
Utsaveshu cha sarveshu.
Utsaveshu sarveshu
Piteva paritushyati.
Itiva paritushyati.
Vyasaneshu cha manushyanam, of the people's troubles. When people are in trouble times, in tough times, Vyasaneshu manushyanam bhrisham dukkhitaha bhavati. Bhrisham means in totally dukkhitaha bhavati. Rama becomes so sorrowful when his people are into troubles, when his people are undergoing tough times, running through calamities or into any troubles, pains. Rama himself becomes so deeply sorrowful. He feels very deeply tragic about it. Vyasaneshu manushyanam bhrisham bhavati dukkhitaha. 41 or 40?
This is the 41.
This is the 41. Okay. 41. Now, however, on the other hand, utsaveshu cha sarveshu piteva paritushyati. The next one. On the other hand, if people are happy and they are celebrating, utsaveshu cha sarveshu, in all of their celebrations, if people are partying, if people are dancing, if people are having mandala and doing all the utsavas, pita iva paritushyati. He Paritaha tushyati, not just tushyati. Tushyati is happy. He happys, if we can make a verb out of it. Tosham toshayati iti tushyati. So he is happy. Paritushyati, he is happy all around. If people are enjoying, he is happy. If people are unhappy, he is most unhappy. If people are happy, he is the most happiest one all around. Paritaha, paritushyati. Utsaveshu cha sarveshu piteva paritushyati. 42. Satyavadi maheshwaso.
Satyavadi maheshwaso.
Vruddha sevi jitendriyah.
Vruddha sevi jitendriyah.
Smita purva bhibhashi cha.
Smita purva bhibhashi cha.
Dharmam sarvatmana shritah.
Dharmam sarvatmana shritah.
So Satyavadi, I think even Dharma, Dasharatha also repeated that, but we will count it again as replied by the Parishad. So Satyavadi, one whose speech is about reality, one who talks and sticks to reality, not in dream worlds, not in virtual worlds, reality. What is real, what is happening is what he sticks to. Satyavadi, Maheshwasaha. In fact, I was talking with Raghavaji or Pracharak during last weekend in the Sanghajiksha Varga, and generally discussing issues. And so he was explaining about all the left, how left supports Muslim Islam, why they support them, why they do not want even one word to be spoken against Islam, because they are useful to them in destabilizing US especially and capitalism in general, so that then they will be happy. That is their goal. Well, Hindus are not useful because we don't go and blast anything. We don't go and kill ourselves for other ones blindly. So in that context, then I asked, if this is how it is going to happen, what about Satyameva Jayate? Then he responded and brought me back further substantiation to this understanding of Satyam. Satyam is not truth. Satyam is about reality. When we say Satyameva Jayate, that means if you understand reality, if you stick to reality, then only you will be successful. If you are into virtual dream worlds, then you cannot be successful. So to be successful, one needs to understand the reality, come to terms with reality, and face the reality, and then fight against it and win it. That is what Satyameva Jayate means. And hence Satyavadi means he is in the speech of reality. That means he talks reality. He is for reality. Then Satyavadi. Satyavadi, Maheshwasaha, again one more time. Ishwasuhu. Maheshwasaha means Ishu Asaha. Means one who is very good in archery. In arrows throwing is Maheshwasaha, which is there in Balakanda. First, Sir Maheshwaso, Godajatra Rindamaha, Ajanubahu, Sushira, Sulalata, Suvikramaha, Samassama Viktangha, Snigdhavarnaha, Pratapavan, Pinavaksha, Vishalaksho, all of those description by Narada in the first chapter of Balakanda, Maheshwasaha. So the same one is repeated by here also. But there, as an individual, Narada is describing. In this chapter, when Dasharatha narrated all of those qualities as from his perspective of why I can propose to the Parishad of the world leaders about Rama's succession of me. And in turn, this Parishad also responding saying, yes, he's a Maheshwasaha, so he can lead all the people and states properly. So Maheshwasaha. Vruddha Sevi. We have seen before, Vruddhanam Pratipujakaha. But here, not only Pratipujaka is generally felicitator. Puja is essentially felicitation, right? But here, Vriddha Sevi, he serves elderly, experienced people. That means he understands what they need and provides that infrastructure to them so that they can continue to be useful out of their age and experience for the society and people around. So Vriddha Seva is about enabling them. Serving does not mean giving one bread today and giving one dress today. No, enabling infrastructure for them so that they can still be productive, constructive, functional to help the society around, using the knowledge and experience, using their knowledge and experience. So Vriddha Sevi, how many now? For 43 probably?
43.
45.
45. Vriddha Sevi.
Vaso Vriddha Sevi.
Satyavadi Maheshwasaha Vriddha Sevi. And then Jitendriyaha. Jitendriyaha, we said very clearly, right? It's in fact very, very, very important. Indriya Jayaha is the most essential quality for anybody, especially for the leader, because he should not get he should not be yielding to temptations, any sort of temptations for individual self, some temptations of allies. So Jitendriyaha, very, very important quality. Then 46 probably. Then Smita Purva Vibhashi cha. This quality of Smita Purva Vibhashi is told in multiple times in multiple combinations of Smita Purva Vibhashi, Mrudu Bhashi, Priyam Vadaha, various such descriptions of him. Smita Purva Abhibhashi. We talked about this in the past also. Most of us Indians nowadays, we lost this quality. We even if we look at somebody eyes to eye, immediately we turn around. I've seen this several times. Very few of us, if we get an eye contact, immediately respond with a greeting, a verbal greeting, or an eye giving a sparkle, a flash, or a smile, right? So he does all three. Smita Purva Abhibhashi. He greets him. Hi, how are you doing? But not just doesn't walk away. How are you doing? But he really means it. As we saw the questions, right? Kachid Sushrusante Vasishyaha. Kachid Varma Sudamshitaha. Right? So like that, he really talks. Abhibhashi. Purva Abhibhashi. He doesn't wait for the other person to greet. I remember one Telugu student number one, I think, a Telugu movie of junior NTR, probably 10 or 20 years now. In that, all college students, and there is this comedian who is the principal. So he likes to be greeted, good morning, sir, good morning, sir, good morning, sir. So as he walks along the aisles of the building, where students are generally chatting in groups here and there, right? He waits and looks at them, whether they are going to wish him good morning, sir, or not. If he doesn't move till they greet. And then once in a while, this peon, who was otherwise his classmate, this principal's classmate in college, but that fellow, didn't come out in flying colors. So he remained a peon there, but his friend became the principal. So this peon says, sir, how long do you want to wait? These guys are teasing you. Forgive them. Let's move on. So he's not a Purva Bhashi. He waits for the other guy to greet him first. But Purva Bhashi is one who greets first, who talks first, who opens the conversation first. So Purva Bhashi. And with Smita, with a smile. Smita Purva Bhashi. How are you doing, Vikramji? Not seeing your video. Ek baar darshan dijiye. Like that. Smita Purva Abhibhashi. Did he listen? Did he hear? Vikramji, are you there? He's taking care of his son, I think. So Smita Purva Vibhashi.
Vogaji, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
You are there. Very good, very good. Explaining Smita Purva Vibhashi.
Okay. Yeah, Vogaji. I was listening, but only thing is, back and forth I'm going now. So.
Smita Purva Vibhashi cha dharmam sarvatmana ashritah. Ashritah, sheltered by or given the refuge to. I mean, not refuge, let us say. Dharmam sarvatmana ashritah. Making sure that dharma is followed by or is given place. Dharma is given right, appropriate, highest place. Sarva Atmana, by all people. So he makes sure that dharma is given, just as for him dharma is the highest. Dharmartha nipunaihi vruddhaihi sreshtaihi abhivinitaha. Not only is he led by dharma, he makes sure people are also following it. So sarvatmana dharmam ashritaha. He makes sure of that. That's the next quality. How many did we cover so far? 47, 48?
48, Bhagaji. Dharmam
48.
sarvatmanashrita.
Dharmam sarvatmanashrita is 48. Samyak yokta shreyasancha.
Samyak yokta shreyasancha.
Na vigruhya katharujihi.
Na vigruhya katharuchihi.
Uttarottara yuktaucha.
Uttarottara yuktaucha.
Vakta vachaspatiryatha.
Vakta vachaspatiryatha.
Samyak yokta shreyasamcha. Yokta means yojanam yah karoti saha yokta. Karyam yah karoti saha karta. Bhogam yah bhogam yah prapnoti saha bhunkta. So yokta means yojayati. Yojakaha tatra durlabhaha, we say, right? The coordinator, the organizer. So yokta is an organizer. Samyak yokta, he is the best organizer, is the thorough organizer, appropriate organizer. Of what? Shreyasam. Shreyas, Shreyasi, Shreyamsi, Shreyasaha. So Shreyasam of the Shashti Vibhakti, of all Shreyas, of all welfare. He is the organizer of all the welfare schemes for people, welfare arranging welfare, enabling welfare for people. So Shreyasam cha samyak yokta. Na vigruhya katharuchihi. He doesn't want to waste time. He has no interest. He has no taste. He has no time for vigruhya kathaha. Vigruhya kathaha is for stories and for gossips. He has no time. He does not waste time. No interest in unwanted gossips, talking negative about others, or what is all unwanted gossips. He does not engage himself in. So na vigruhya katha ruchihi. And uttarottara yuktaucha vakta vachaspatir yatha. Even we read this quality listed by Dasharatha before, but one more time here. But there it was, there also vachaspatir yatha. Yatha vachaspatihi. Vak tasya patihi vachaspatihi. Vak of vak is vachaha patihi. Vachaha patihi vachaspatihi. Yatha vachaspatihi tatha Ramaha uttarottara yuktau. Uttarasya uttaram. When somebody asks questions, in countering certain questions with questions, in that art of apt answers. Uttarottara yuktau cha, he is a vakta. He is a very good. He previously yokta shreyasam cha, vakta uttarottara yuktau cha yatha vachaspatihi. Then subhrurayata tamraksha,
Subhrurayata tamrakshah
sakshad vishnuriva swayam,
Sakshat Vishnuriva Swayam
ramo lokabhiramoyam,
Ramo Lokabhiramoyam
shaurya virya parakramaihi,
Shaurya Virya Parakramaihi
prajapalana samyukto,
Rajapalana Samyukto
na ragopahatendriyaha.
Na Ragopahatendriyaha.
Okay, we can break here. So subhruhu. Bhruhu is eyebrow. Bhru is bro. Bhru is bhru. With Mahaprana is bro, Alpa Prana. Subhruhu. And his eyebrows are so well, beautiful in shape, in curve. Subhruhu. If we look at it beauty, then why are these kings talking about his beauty? So there is yet another angle to Subhruhu here. Subhruhu ayata tamraksha. Tamra can also be lotus, because lotus has several colors. One of the colors is also tamra color. Ayata tamra. Ayata is Vistruta. Padmapatra akshaha. Padmapatra ayata akshaha. Ayata is wide, wide open, or wide is called ayata. Ayatanam. So say a place that is wide enough, big enough to hold somebody, to give home to somebody, is called ayatanam. So ayata. Ayata tamrakshaha. With his well-shaped eyebrows and lotus-like wide eyes, wide open, wide eyes, big eyes, well-spread eyes. With that eyes, Sakshat Vishnuriva Swayam. He looks as if he is directly Vishnu himself, not like, as if he is Vishnu directly, as if he is Vishnu himself, with that wide eyes like lotus open and bounded or bordered by the eyebrows. He is looking like that. So beautiful. So beautiful is one part here, but Vishnu, that is what the Parishad of kings is, when they look at Rama's handsomeness, they see that as that of Vishnu, who is the most able problem solver, who is the most able leader, who is the most able resourceful helper in need. Right? That is what we have seen of Vishnu each and every time when his bhaktas, when his gods, when his colleagues are in troubles, he goes there to help them and take care of the evil, get rid of the evil. So from that point of view, they see Rama's handsomeness, which recollects or which reminds them of Vishnu's beauty, of Vishnu's handsomeness. So Subhrutayata tamrakshaha Sakshad Vishnuriva Swayam. That entire thing is one quality. And then, so how many so far? 49 or 50?
52.
52. Oh.
Yes, Babaji.
So Ramaha Lokabhiramaha. Ayam Ramaha Lokabhiramaha. This Rama is Lokabhirama. Ramaha Ramayati iti Ramaha. One who gives that enjoyment, that joy is Ramaha. Lokabhiramaha. He not only gives that joy to just a few people here and there, but to the entire world. And so he is Lokabhiramaha. So I am Ramaha Lokabhiramaha. That's the next one, next quality. Then Shaurya Virya Parakramaihi Prajapalana Samyuktaha. He is Samyuktaha, properly coordinating, thoroughly coordinating, well centered and coordinating. In what? Or with what? With coordinating what? Prajapalanam, of ruling people, of leading people, of taking care of people. He is the best coordinator. He is the best leader. He is the best organizer. In coordinating, in leading and in ruling the people with Shaurya Virya Parakrama. Parakramaihi, which means with Shaurya Virya Parakrama, he is the best ruler of the people. We know Shaurya and Virya and Parakrama. With all the three warrior qualities, he is the best ruler of the people. Na ragopa hatendriyaha, immediately qualified, saying somebody might be with Shaurya Virya Parakrama, he can be a dictator of the people, right? And when one is dictator, he is raga upahata indriyaha, upahataha. With raga, his indriyas are hataha, upahataha, they are killed. One who is killed, one whose senses are killed, becomes a dictator. One who is insensitive to people's trouble, to people's issues, is a tyrant. Yes, he is strong, but he is a tyrant, right? He is a dictator. And so immediately they are qualifying Rama, saying, though he is Shaurya Virya Parakramaihi Prajapalana Samyukta, na ragopa hatendriyaha. At the same time, he is not insensitive to people. He is not subdued by biased support to certain emotions of senses. Indriyaihi upahataha. Ragena. Raga is extreme attachment to something, is raga. Raga dvesha, we say, right? Passion or attachment, and dvesha is hatredness. So, raga dvesha vinirmuktaha, we say, right? Bhagavad Gita says. So, ragena upahata indriyaha, yasya saha ragopahata indriyaha. So, Ramaha yadyapi Shaurya Virya Parakramaihi Prajapalana Samyuktaha na ragopahatendriyaha. That is the next quality. Two qualities we can take here. Raga Shaurya Virya Parakramaihi Prajapalana Samyuktaha and na ragopahatendriyaha. Then Shaktastrailokyam apyeshaha.
Shaktam Trailokyam Nehitaha.
Shaktaha
Trailokyam
apyeshaha.
Mapyeshaha.
Bhoktum kimnu mahimimam.
Bhoktum kimnu mahimimam.
Nasya krodha prasadascha.
Nasya krodha prasadasya.
Nirarthosti kadachana.
Nirarthosti kadachana.
Hantyesha niyamad vadhyan.
Hantyesha niyamat vadhyam.
Avadhyeshu na kupyati.
Avadhyeshu na kupyati.
Yunakyarthaihi.
Yunatkattair. Can you repeat?
Yunakti. Arthaihi.
Arthaihi.
Prahrishtascha.
Prahastascha
tamasau yatra tushyati.
tamaso yatra tushyati.
So several qualities, but shaktaha, he is capable. Sakta hai, shakti tasya asti iti shaktaha. Shaktaha trailokyam api bhoktum eshaha. Eshaha Ramaha trailokyam api bhoktum shaktaha. He is capable of enjoying all the three worlds, of ruling the three worlds. Trailokyamapi bhoktum shaktaha. Kim nu mahimimam. They are saying, Are, he is capable of ruling all the three worlds. What about this earth itself? Kim nu mahimimam. What are you thinking, Dashratha? Go ahead and do his Yavarajya Abhishekam. That is what they are trying to say. Shaktas trailokyamapyesha bhoktum kim nu mahimimam. So that we can take that whole thing as one aspect of quality or guna, that or substantiation that the Parishad kings are proposing to Dashratha. And then they are saying, Nasya krodhaha prasadascha nirarthaha asti kadachana. Asya krodhaha prasadah cha nirarthaha nasti kadachana. Kadachana, never, never ever. Never ever. Asya, of Rama's, of this person's, prasadaha krodhaha, of his making others happy, or of his anger, of his expression of anger to others, is ever meaningless. Nirarthaha, artha nasti, or unpurposeful. This person's, means this Rama's, what do you call prasadaha? When you please somebody, what is that called? Quality called pleasing. So his pleasing or his anger quality expressions are never meaningless and without purpose. That means there is a purpose of his anger, or there is a purpose of his giving blessings to anybody. Nasya krodha prasadascha nirarthosti kadachana. That whole thing is one more quality. How many so far?
57.
57. See, hantyesha niyamad. We read this also, right? Eshaha niyamat vadhyan hanti. He kills niyamat, means as per rules, as per dharma, as per the law, as per the rule. Niyamat vadhyan hanti. Whoever have to be punished, whoever have to be killed. Vadhyan, vadhyaha, vadhati, punishes or kills. One who is to be killed is vadhyaha. Unto them. Vadhyan. So then now it is objective form. Dvitiya vibhakti. Bahuvachanam. Vadhyan niyamat hanti eshaha. He kills those who need to be killed. And by law, not by his own self-wish. Whatever dharma says, as per that dharma, he is going to take care of eliminating who needs to be eliminated, who needs to be gotten rid of. And avadhyeshu nakupyati, never becomes angry or never expresses anger on those who need not be punished, who need not be killed. Avadhyaha, vadhyan, vadhyan niyamat hanti eshaha, avadhyeshu nakupyati. He is not going to express his anger unnecessarily on those who don't need to be punished. Yunakti, yokta, yojayati is yunakti. Bhunkte, Yunakti. So that means he organizes, he enables. Enables. Yunakti arthaihi. By giving all material resources, by enabling material resources, tamasau prahrushtaha yatra tushyati. Even for those who are in tamas, that means most helpless people. Even for the most needy, most helpless people, arthaihi yunakti prahrushtaha. By enabling those needy people with all material resources that they require, he becomes prahrushtaha. He becomes very heartily happy. He becomes hearty in enabling material resources for those who are in dire straits. That's essentially what it means. How many so far?
59. Lavanya?
59. Huh?
60. 60.
60. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I thought we will complete here. No, we are still running behind. So many qualities, what to do. Dantai sarva prajakantaihi.
Shanta sarva prajakantaihi. Dante.
Dantai sarva prajakantaihi.
Dantai sarva prajakantaihi.
Priti samjananair nrunam.
Priti sanjananair nrunam.
Gunair virochate ramo.
Gunair virochate ramo.
Deeptas surya ivamshubhihi.
Deeptas surya ivamshubhihi.
So dantaihi means swamano damanaha, by suppressing his own feelings or his own passions, his own all feelings, all emotions. By suppressing his emotions, sarva prajakantaihi, for the delight of all the people, he suppresses his own self-interests, his own wishes. He lives for others, for the delight of others. Prajakantaha, light, delight. So sarva prajakantaihi dantaihi priti sanjananaihi nranam. Nranam is naranam, of the people. Priti sanjananaihi, by generating pritihi. Sanjananam means by producing or by generating love of all people, by delighting them, if required by suppressing his own interests. Gunaihi, with such gunas. Ramaha suryaha iva amshubhihi deeptaha virochate. He is glowing. He seems beloved by glowing, just like sun glows with all the kiranas. So also Rama, being in the center, by delighting all people around him, so that each one is like a ray of light, of delight, ray of delight. By delighting all of them, by giving that love for them, he is looking like sun with sun rays all around. See what a beautiful upama. So dantai sarva prajakantaihi, or if you have to see the anvayam, yatha suryaha amshubhihi deeptaha tatha ramaha nranam priti sanjananaihi sarva prajakantaihi dantaihi gunaihi virochate. That whole thing we can take as one quality of how he is like sun with rays all around, where each ray is nothing but the delight of each body around him. It's 8:37. I thought we will complete this chapter today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7 shlokas. What do you think? How many do we have? 6 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So can we all take another 10 minutes and complete it?
Fine with me, Bakaji.
Huh?
I'm fine.
You're fine. Arunji, Vikramji,
Yeah, we are fine.
Lavanyji, Swapnaji.
Good,
Yes,
good, Bhagavad.
Okay, let's complete it. So, Tamevam Guna Sampannam
Tamevam Gulasampanam,
Ramam Satyaparakramam
Ramam Satyaparaakramam,
Lokapalopamam Natham
Lokapalopamam Nadam,
Akamayata Medani.
Akamayatamedani.
So they are come. So finally, now Valmiki is. This is not the direct speech of the people, but Valmiki is sort of concluding it. Evam gunasampannam tam ramam satyaparakramam lokapalopamam natham medini akamayata. Medini, the whole earth. That means the whole earth, which is represented by heads of various states or representatives of various nation states across the world, all of them have desired. Akamayata, past tense. Kamayate, akamayata. They all have desired, making desire a verb there. That means they all have this desire of lokapalopamam natham, of seeing. They have desired this. They have desired Rama to be lokapalopamam natham, to see him as the Lord of Lord like upamam, upamam natham, of like a Lord who is like Lokapala, one who rules the worlds. Lokapala, Panchalokapalaka we have, right? Ganapati, Vishnu, Surya, Amba, and Shiva Gauri. So, Panchapalaka, Lokapalaka. So, like one such Lokapalaka, like Upamam, Natham, Ramam Satyaparakramam. That Satyaparakrama Rama, they want to see him as the Natha, Lokapalopamam Natham. What kind of Rama? Evam Guna Sampannam, one who is with all these qualities. How many qualities, Ji? 61. 61. So one with these 61 qualities, we want to see him just like Lokapalaka. And so they are continuing to say, Vatsas Shreyasi Jataste,
Vatsas Shreyasi Jataste,
Dishtyasau Tavaragavaha,
Dishyasau Tavaragavaha,
Dishtya Putra Gunair Yukto,
Dishya Putra Gunair Yukto,
Maricha Iva Kashyapaha.
Maricha Iva Kashyapaha.
So Vatsaha, Te Vatsaha, Te Vatsaha, your son or your child, Shreyasi Jataha, he is born for Shreyas, in Shreyas. He is born with welfare. He is born for welfare. Shreyasi Jataha Dishtya. Dishtya is with that divinity or with that Dishti. Dishti means not the colloquial Dishti that we know. As I said, Dishti means an unexplainable fortune. It's called Dishti. Dishti is Divya Vishayaha, unexplained. You cannot explain, then you say this is Dishti. So Dishtya, or it can be coincidence or divine coincidence, is called Dishti. So Dishtya, with the divine coincidence, Asau Tava Raghavaha te vat shreyasi jataha. Your son Raghava, with divine coincidence, is born for bringing you welfare, in welfare, to give welfare. And dishtya putra gunair yuktaha. And he is like, oh my God. When you say dishtya, it means, oh my God, kind of a feeling. That means you cannot explain. It's such a divine coincidence that dishtya putra gunair yuktaha is the best son that you have, Dasharatha. He is the best son, like Kashyapaha, who is the son of Maricha. Marichihi, who is the one of the Prajapati, Marichihi, son, one of the Prajapati. His son is Kashyapa Prajapati. Right? So just as Kashyapaha is the best son of Maricha or Marichihi, so also your son is the best son. You know, with divine coincidence, you cannot explain dishtya. And they are saying balamarogyamayuscha ramasya viditatmanaha devasura manusyeshu sagandharvorageshu cha ashamsate janas sarvo Rashtre puravare tatha. Arunji, can you mute?
Sorry.
Ashamsate janas sarvaha. Rashtre puravare tatha. Abhyantarascha bahyascha. Paurajana pado janaha. Striyah vruddhas tarunyascha. Sayam pratas samahitaha. Sarva devan namasyanti. Ramasyarthe manasvinaha. So that's how they are explaining to Dasharatha. Balam arogyam ayushcha ramasya viditatmanaha devasura manusheshu sagandharvorageshu cha janaha sarvaha ashamsate. All of them praise, ashamsate, praise thoroughly. Prashamsa is praise, shamsa is explain or tell. Prakrushta shamsate is praises. Ashamsate means they are talking about him all around. Samantat, we say. Upasarga is always when it comes about entirety. Samantat. Ashamsate, in entirety, in all aspects, people are praising him. Janaha sarvaha ashamsate. They all are praising him about what? Balam, arogyam, ayushcha. That is, these are the three qualities, these are the three aspects that you are worried, Dasharatha, that you have 60,000 years of age and you say jara shithilayate. So you are saying you are into jara sthiti, you are decaying, and you are also feeling lack of strength because of your old age. So balam, arogyam, ayushcha. All of these three are praised by sarvaha janaha, by all people. Of whose? Ramasya viditatmanaha, one who knows his own self. Such Rama's strength, health, and age is praised by all the people in Deva Asura Manusheshu, in all the three worlds. In Deva world, Svargaloka, Asura world, Patalaloka, and Manushaloka, Bhuvi. In all the three worlds, Sa Gandharva Urageshucha, by Even in the Gandharvas and Uragas, Uragas are serpents. Gandharvas are those who fly and sing and all, artistic people. Among all of them, people say Rama is popularly known to be the best of strength, health, and age. Rashtre Puravare Tatha. In the entire Rashtra, in the entire nation, Puravare, in the best of the cities also, Tatha. Abhyantarascha Bahyascha. Sabhahyabhyantarasya, we say, right? Sarvavasthangato piva. What is it? What is the first letter? Apavitraha pavitrova sarvavasthangato piva yasmaret pundarikaksham sabhahya abhyantarasya, we say. In whatever state you are in, clean or not, taken bath or not, sarvavasthangateshu yasmaret pundarikaksham, one who remembers pundarikaksha, saha bahya abhyantara, external body and inside sukshma sharira also, atma and all, shuchihi bhavati, he becomes pure. Likewise, people are praising him so much. Abhyantarascha bahyascha, inside and outside, everywhere. Paura janapadaha, urban, rural people. Janaha paura janapadaha, jana, people of urban areas and rural areas. Striyaha vriddhaha tarunaha, those women, elderly and young. Sayam prataha, in the evening and in the mornings. Samahitaha, all of them coming together. Sarvaha devan namasyanti, all of them, they pray to gods. Ramasyarthe manasvinaha, all of them are manasvis. Their hearts are for Rama. All these people in rural areas, in urban areas, inside houses, outside houses, inside their own hearts, or externally through loud chanting, all of them in the evenings, in the mornings, at all times, they are all praying gods for Rama. For what? One is, of course, for his welfare and all, but two, for him to become their ruler, their king, their leader. Tesham tadyachitam deva.
Tesham tadyachitam deva.
Tat prasadat samruddhyatam.
Tat prasadyat samudratam.
Ramam indivarashyamam.
Ramam indivarashyamam.
Sarva shatru nibarhanam.
Sarva shatru nibarhanam.
Pashyamo yavarajyastham.
Pashyamam yuvarajyastamam.
Tava rajottamatmajam.
Can you repeat that, Bogaji?
Tava rajottamatmajam.
Tava rajottamatmajam.
So they are saying, Tesham, of those people that are praying, of those millions of people who are day in and day out, inside and outside, praying to see their Rama to become their king. Tesham tad yachitam, whatever has been sought, prayed for by all these people, Deva, you are like God, O Dashratha. Tvat prasadat sabruddhyatam, may their prayers, their yachana be fulfilled with your wishes, with your blessings of making Rama the Yuvaraja. And so that is of making what? Ramam indivarashyamam sarva shatru nibarhanam pashyamaha. We shall see that Rama who is Indivarashyama. Indivara, Indivara is lotus. Like the deep, dark lotus color. Indivara Shyamam. Dark color, like that of the lotus at the bud of the, at the center of the lotus. As the petal comes out, it lightens, the color lightens. But at the center is where the darkness is there. That dark, like looking Rama. Ramam Indivara Shyamam Sarva Shatru Nibarhanam. One who can get rid of all enemies, external, internal enemies also. Such Rama we want to see. Pashyamaha Yavarajyastham Grihastha Grihe Tishtati Grihastha Yavarajye Tishtati Yavarajyastha. Tam Yavarajyastham we want to see. Tava Rajottama Atmajam, Tava Atmajam, your son. We want your son Rama, like the dark lotus, looking like Rama, who can handle all enemies. Such Atmajam Ramam, who is Rajottama, who is the best of all kings. We want to see such Rama as the Yavarajya, as being established in Yavarajya, as being seated as Yuvaraja. Tam deva devo pamam. No, how do we say this? This is a different vrta. Indra upavajra. Tam deva devo pamatmajam te.
Tam deva devopamatmajam te
Sarvasya lokasya hite nivrishtam.
sarvasya lokasya hite nivrishtam.
Nivishtam, sorry.
Nivishtam.
Hitayana kshipramudara jushtam.
Hitayana kshipramudara justam.
Mudabhishektum varadatvamarhasi.
Mudabhishektum varadat
Tvamarhasi.
varadatvamarhasi.
Uttamam. Varadatvamarhasi. Uttamam. So, tam devadevopamam atmajam te, of your such devadevopama atmaja, of your son, who is like Devadeva, the best god of gods. Sarvasya lokasya hite nivishtam. Nivishtaha means living in. One who is living in what? Hite, in the welfare of what? Sarvasya lokasya, of all worlds. Naha hitaya, for our best, for our welfare. Kshipram, immediately. Udara justam, and that Rama who is Udara Jushtaha, one who is established in magnanimity. Mudabhishektum, Muda Abhishektum. Varada means Varam Dadati Yaha Saha Varadaha. O Varada means O boon giver, O wish fulfiller. Dasharatha, kindly, Tvam Arhasi, you can what? Abhishektum, you can coronate Rama. Immediately, Kshipram, immediately, Udara Jushtam, the magnanimous, Lokasya Sarvasya Lokasya Hite Nivishtaha, one who is living in the welfare of all the worlds, for the welfare of all the worlds. One who is your son, one who is like God of gods, you can coronate him immediately. Ityarshe Srimad Ramayane Valmikiye Adikavye Balakande Ayodhya Kande Dvitiya Sargaha. Jai Shri Ram. We completed the second sarga. thus of the Ayodhya Kanda. So 16 qualities asked by Valmiki in the Balakanda first Sarga, 69 qualities answered by Narada, then 95 qualities contemplated by Dasharatha. In questioning sub 61, how many did we count?
Yes, I think 61.
61 qualities answered by the Parishad as eligible qualities of being the best ruler of the world. Jai Sri Ram. Sushachate